Yo, hello everybody and welcome to this video where I will talk about this update that was just released today. At least the release notes were shown to us today, and it's about the Heroes League, but many more. And well, let's just have a look what's all inside. Hello Stormbounders, a new version of Stormbound is coming early March, bringing new balance changes, new cards, avatars, UI improvements and exclusive offers, and most importantly the Heroes League. So that's gonna be amazing. The Heroes League, something to do for all those diamond players, getting a new challenge, try hard. But first things first, let's go with the balance changes. Here we will see what was going on. Fortification tonic mana cost is now 3 on all levels, up from 2. Well, we have seen a lot of aggressive mid-range ironclad, and basically they were just so powerful because early on they could use fortification tonic, and also late game obviously fortification tonic is super strong because you have just flood the board with 10,000s of units. Then fortification tonic it for 2, get 24 value, maxed out cards, and voila, you have won the game. So this is a pretty big nerf, and especially this hits it very well on the early game. On late game this card will still be madness because 3 mana, 2 mana, who does really care if you have like 8 mana to spend? But for especially the 4 and the 5 mana turns, this might be something like you can play this card with another card to buff like 3 units. So pretty good. Maybe it is too much, but let's find out how the meta will shake up. Definitely it will be shaken up by this. Then the next one, Harry Chestnuts. Now the strength is 12 at level 5, down from 13, and its ability drains only 2 instead of 3. So to give you an example, Harry Chestnuts level 4, 10 strength, drains 2, and then level 5 was 13 strength and drains 3. That was just an insane amount of power leveling. And like the 3 strength alone is huge, but also 50% increase in its ability. That was just too crazy. Now it's toned down, just +2, and no more ability gain. Obviously at 20 HP this will make it way more difficult to chip down your opponent really quick, but previously this card was just a single player and you can do whatever you like and then just win outright if you just had some board presence and control and defeat any aggression early on. So now you have to combine it with other chip cards, for example Ubas, or who knows, Ubas and this one, and maybe some runner to chip your opponent down. I guess this will still be pretty decent, but definitely it's removed from its throne. Well, and he was sharing his throne with this one, Hunter's Vengeance. Basically deal 2 damage to all unit type. Well, maybe if you aren't on Diamond or Platinum, you might have not seen this card that often. But on these leagues, this card was just insane and madness all over the place. You just removed everything from the board, and like single rarity or single race kingdoms and decks like Shadowfen Toad or Swarm with only Satires, or most likely Ironclad Constructs, would suffer less from this because you only hit one of your own units, but all the other aggro decks would just be vanquished from existence. And also is too much, like it deals 6 damage on max level. So sometimes if you just cleared your opponent can clear you from only 2 mana, while you have to spend like Bladestorm 5 mana, Needle Blast 6 mana, or Broken Earth Drakes also 6-7 mana or something. Like all those cards cost a lot, and this card just did it for 2. And well, that's just nuts. And also in combination with Harry Chestnuts, that would be insane. So it's also Hunter's Vengeance even nerfs Harry Chestnuts even more. So that's why maybe this is pretty hard, but let's see what goes on. And as always, if you have these cards, try to level them up if you want to, and if you can, just use your gold because your compensation will also be increased. And what I've heard at least is that Harry Chestnuts, well, it's only changed on level 5, but everybody or something would get its compensation nerf. So I think you should just upgrade it. If it only costs gold, if it costs fusion stones, well, make a decision if you are worth it, but definitely try to get them. All of these cards won't go away, and they still will be viable. Okay, so let's continue with the new cards. the 26th, so that's this month. It's in like 4 days. The Temple of Space will be released. It's a legendary ironclad structure. 3 mana, it's a legendary. The base is 3 to 7. There's like -1 strength of Fort of Ebonrock. But it has this insane ability. When played with a friendly copy of the board, teleport 4 surrounding units from it. Then destroy both temples, otherwise return to the hand. So this is gonna be a lot of fun, I guess. At least the ability. It's quite expensive. I won't go into too much details during this video, but well, it is very interesting, right? And the ability is gonna be pretty wonky. Looks a bit like Sound Drivers, as you might suggest, because it also moves, and an Ozone Purifier in one. You can teleport friendly units towards your opponent's base, but you can also like remove threats like a Lady Rhyme on your baseline, or get back to your opponent's baseline again. And then you stall the game for multiple turns while you'll, in the meantime, just chip away with Booming Professors, Overchargers, or whatever card you use for chipping. So that's pretty interesting. Let's have a quick look at my suggestion for the card though. Like, I was really rooting to get this bad boy. Instead of 3 mana, let's make it 1 mana. And, well, as you can see, the strength is really low. Like, nobody cares. Maybe the strength should even be a bit lower. Like, you don't care about this card for its utilities. You care about this card because you basically want to use its ability. Or you don't use it for its strength, you use it for its ability. And, well, 1 mana is really cheap. It also suffers a lot because you cannot really cycle it. It always stays in your hand, because once you play it, you will get your copy back into your hand. So that's pretty annoying. But you might just force your opponent to attack. You might use this card to keep your front. And in the meantime, you can just do funky things with teleporting stuff. These are just random stats. Maybe with 1 mana this is way too way too strong. But as 1 card could be 1 mana, it would definitely be the Temple of Space. And with this way, I do think the interaction with this card and will be very, very interesting. And that's what I'm a bit missing at the moment with the 3 mana, because it's super duper expensive. It has this almost, it has a decent body, right? Like Fort of Ebonrock is also decent. Well, it's just -1 strength, so it's not that bad. But, well, you just want to play its ability. You don't want to have just slightly weaker Fort of Ebonrock. And something else you might want to see is like the legendary. It has a different kind of art for the structure, so that's funky that they give that a nice touch as well. Before we continue, let's look at some gameplay of this card. So this is footage shared by our one and only Rezosa from Sheepyard. So that was insane, right? Like, Dr. Mia triggered the structure, and the structure created on a random tile another one, and then teleported your friendly units. So that is wonky. There's more. There's other just teleporting stuff. Let's see. Let me like, this one unit was spawned there, so you see like the same orientation is being used as this on the game board. So no random transformations or moving around units. You probably cannot copy pasta, like these units weren't teleported into the void. They just stay there because there is no empty space where they can be teleported to. That's a lot of funky things going on there. Hope you enjoy that footage. Thanks for sharing that. Alright, the next one on March the 19th, so that's like half a month away or so. We got a new vanilla card, the Flameless Lizards. It's a neutral dragon, no movement. I think it's pretty okay, right? There wasn't a vanilla dragon. A dragon might able to use this as an enabler. Like Sunbeam Serpent might use this because it's a 15 strength body. Dangerous Suitors might hit it, Looting Matriarchs, Wandering Worm, Dreadful Keepers. There might be dragons that, or decks that uses dragons that need a bit more synergy. But now they have a 5 dragon slot. And looking at its stats, it's pretty decent, right? For example, these are other 5 mana cards with 0 movement. Like Void Surgers is 6 strength and it has this insane ability. So this is just 7 strength without an ability. Rock Workers is 8 mana if you count the 4th Ebon Rock as well. Snake Eye 6 mana with a nice ability. Exciting Mousers can confuse. Ubas, well, everybody knows Ubas. And Suri Lord of Life is basically 6 strength plus Vitalize and this movement because it flies forward. So all in all, I think this is a pretty good stat. Let's look at the maxed out levels. Well, this is 16 against 15. This might also be front and it's a structure. 12 with +1 card draw. 6 but an insane amount of value. This is 14 already plus Vitalize and movement. So this card is definitely not gonna be like top tier or whatever. It's just a nice vanilla card to enable your stuff. So with these cards we're gonna have 2 shop offers. The Flameless Lizards packs, 10 copies. And 5 Fusion Stones and 2 F150. This is what we normally get when there is a new card. So it's pretty okay, I guess. 10 euros or $10 if you wherever you are. And also for the legendary where you only get 1 copy. Normally I just buy these because I want to play with them as soon as possible. But I really hope they will introduce the new cards as well in the Brawl, especially the legendary one, to get some copies there instead of a legendary I already have maxed out. But I guess those are first world problems, I assume. Next up are the new books. Well, we got already an Elder book. We have seen some of these books before in the Dragon books. But now they did it new. 5 new books will make the entrance in the next update of Pirate, Feline, Elder, Dragon, containing all 3 cards. So that's 3 less than normal books that only has 6 cards. But they are from a specific type, worth 60 rubies. And the Arch Dragon book is 120 rubies. But as you might see, the Arch Dragon book, like it's common, rare, epic and legendary. So you are guaranteed 1 legendary. Well, not guaranteed, but most likely on average you will get 1 legendary. So that's pretty fine. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of these kind of books in my personal situation, but especially if you are like a pirate connoisseur or you're missing, well, for example, the pirate book, you have like 5% hit chance to get a rogue sheep. There's only 1 rogue sheep, one pirate legendary, so this might be a good way to max out your rogue sheep. And for example, the feline might be good to level up your Laurus, King in Exile. Elder book, really good for Primordial Cobregda. Like, those will only have 1 legendary, and if you're really into the elders, I think it might be worth it to go for this. Normally I would advise people to just go very wide card collection, but hey, that's personal preferences. At least I'm happy that they just created these and make them decent, right? You can choose. If you find it too expensive like me, then just go for value. If you actually like to go for it or just try to get missing card copies, then definitely check it out, because otherwise you have to play Brawl or you have to wait for the epic shop offers to get those, or just buy a lot of noble books. And here we can also see like all the books in the game. So that's a nice collection. I think the black and white is basically the shading. Like, sometimes if you look in the shop you see like a white glow going over it. And this is a map for it. So whatever, nice touch. What I forgot to say, for example, the Elder book is 3 cards, 60. Now we currently also have the Scroll of Elders, which is basically 1 Elder card, and just grab the odds for it. Like, the rarity is 67, 30 and 3%. So if you compare it to the Elder book, Shipyard improved the odds, right? Because, well, obviously the rare goes down, epic and the legendary goes up. So from 3 to 5 is almost, it's like 66% chance to get more elders. So that's pretty neat. So thanks for improving the odds of rarity. Now comes the big thing, the Hero League. March will introduce a brand new league, the Heroes League. It's an addition to the league after Diamond, which can be reached on a monthly basis by passing beyond Diamond 1. Well, this is the logo for it, so that will be the one after Diamond. This league does not have the same ranking system as the others. Instead, it has scoring ladder. Players move along the ladder based on the amount of hero crowns they own. also known as the hero score. Highest for short. Owning 1500 hero crowns is the same as having a hero score of 1500. Okay. These are gained and lost after each ranked game performed in Diamond and Heroes League. Well, see the formula below, I will show you that later. When entering the Diamond League, every player is granted 1000 hero crowns to start with. So it is in Diamond, not in Hero League. So you might go up and down while you try to reach the Hero League. As they progress through Diamond, they already collect or lose hero crowns. See your calculation below. When finally passing Diamond 1 and entering the Hero League, the amount of hero crowns collected represents the current hero score, provided it's above 1000. If the Diamond progress was too difficult and the player was enter Heroes League with less than 1000 hero crowns, their score would be set to 1000. Alright, so what I said, if you drop down, doesn't matter. But at least you will get your 1000 when you start, but you might end up starting with a higher one. So this is the chest we're gonna reach. At the end of the season, players having reached the Heroes League will be downranked back to Diamond 5. So no back to Platinum 5. So for anybody who's hoping to get those seasonal rewards, you won't. But as you might see below here, you will get a far better chest, including 6 more comments, 4 more diamond or 4 more rare cards, 2 more epics, 1 legendary extra, 1200 whooping coins, and 50 more rubies. And not only that, you might see players within the top 500 of the ladder will gain additional rewards. The number 1 player will earn 100 fusion stones. That's insane. An Archdragon book, so that was the one with 60% or 70% epic dragons and 30% legendary dragons. A feline book, a dragon book, and a pirate book. So you just get everything, I guess. So that's pretty cool. The other 9 players, so from 9 till 10, 50 fusion stones, a feline, dragon, and a pirate. So no Archdragon and no fusion stones. Too bad. That's Archdragon is pretty sweet. A lot of players would try to reach the first place if you can get that. So we will see a lot of tryhards. From 90 to 100, 20 fusion stones, dragon book, pirate book, and 400 to 500, 10 fusion stones and pirate book. So I'm really curious to see how many people will reach Diamond. Or Hero League, I mean. I just can't even think about it. This is going to be interesting, so we can finally have a grasp of how many players there actually are. And we can look at the stats. If it goes up or goes down by a month, we can have some way to see how many players there are and if this the community is growing or losing down. Maybe that's be interesting. The income calculator on Kitty's website. Well, this is the formula. It is similar to an ELO rating system. Added some extra things. You can pause the video by here and just take a look for yourself. I'm just gonna say this thing only, which I do not really like. This is the K factor, like on this part of the formula. Players who ever reach 2400, like ELO, regardless of their current hero score. So it is 10. So basically, once you are reaching 2400 and over, you will be nerfed forever. Even if you just like try hard for 1 month and then you just play casually the months afterwards, you actually have to play more matches because you have to you earn less points because this is reduced to 10. I don't know why, but maybe they will explain in the future why they chose for this minus 10. Also, if you're interested, Kitty immediately made the hero score calculator, and this is it. So here you can see how many matches you have to play. You can just play around with this formula and do this and do that and see what the result will be. So that's pretty amazing. Thanks, Kitty, for doing such great work. Not but least, well, not even the last, but there's also a cheapened Brawl. There was some issues during the last Brawl, so they gave us another 33% discount. So here it is. So, well, if you like discounted Brawl, this is a chance, go for it. Now, really last but not least, there are UI improvements. The release will bring some quality of life in the interface. Improvement starting with a way to add the player you just battled as a friend. So here is a sneak preview for it. I do think this is pretty small, but maybe it's bigger once it's released. But just looking at the feature, it's amazing, right? We can now add friends. It's just a small thing, but those quality of life updates will make the game more interesting and better, because if you face a worthy opponent, you can just add it as friend, do some friendlies, and now finally the communities will becoming more of a thing. And we already see or saw some upcoming teasers from Bezosa where community, being in a clan or something, will be included in the future as well. They are experimenting with it, so I think this is just one small step towards the bigger community bonding everybody. So that's pretty sweet. There will also be a dozen new avatars costing 1000 coins, featuring from the game, as well 14 new exclusive premium avatars, which can be unlocked for 200 rubies each. So that's pretty interesting that they introduced that as well. We already got like 9 free avatars, so now we can just spend our coins and a lot of rubies on them. Personally, I don't think this is gonna be used that often, with especially not the 200 rubies for people who are just a small collection, are still trying to climb to diamond or platinum, because you can basically use it to get legendaries and nice epic cards, or buy a lot of gold and upgrade stuff. But especially for the whales, this could be a very nice outlet to spend your excess rubies or go hardcore on it. And that if this cosmetic stuff can be a good thing that runs, and people who have money to spend are spending it on it, well, that's just great for all the free-to-play players as well, because now Shipyard is another monetization source which isn't forcing people to spend like resources into their collection. So the pay-to-win part of the game would be reduced slightly, because people can just have fun with cosmetics, and it costs a lot. So it also gives Shipyard a lot of things back, because people need to buy rubies for it, and that costs just money, right? One thing to note is that already claimed first time rewards for achieving a new rank will no longer show up on the reward list next to the rank. Well, I think it's nice, right? It was always a bit of a waste to leave it there, because you couldn't achieve it anymore any longer. So I just cleaned it up already. And the release will also introduce a lot of other small UI tweaks here and there, and bug fixes, and the take or death bug. Well, that's definitely check this one out. It was annoying if you didn't remember, and if you pressed on it, for example, here it is. If you pressed on it, then you see a pop-up of take or the card. So that was a fun thing that they now fixed. This has been in the game since the launch, so GG on Shipyard fixing it finally. And also, let's have a quick look. This is also copy pasta from Bezosa from in-game. You might see it because of the tweak panel. That's the development build. And well, this is just the Heroes League. So this will be the way it now looks. It looks amazing. Well, we see this is the rewards are a bit different now than I just read, because I think this is the older version. But we will see the new one. Like the first place, the top 10, the top 100, top 500, and then waiting players, maybe everybody else. So now we can actually see the number, and if we press here, we can go up. So I really like this new design, way more cleaner and stylish, so well played. And I think at that, this will conclude my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to hear more, I will definitely make a video like analyzing more of the new card, analyzing the Hero League, pros and the cons, and go into more depth. This is just a sneak peek, I guess. Maybe a long sneak peek, but hey, I just like to talk, I guess. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. And as always, if you want to follow me or support me, then feel free. And give a like, share a comment, and I will see you next time. Cheers!